Hi, welcome to the channel. This is Destination FBA. My name is Emma and I'm an Amazon FBA seller. So I upload these videos so I can just offer general advice, hints, tips, anything that I think might help you out as an Amazon FBA seller. Now, if there is any questions you have, anything specific you'd like to ask, please do post and I'll do my very best to answer it for you. Now, you can also join our Facebook group that's full of lots of lovely, genuine, supportive people. If you have any questions or queries that you need answering, or even if you want to go in there and share some support yourself, I'll pop a link below. Please do feel free to jump in there. Now, I've done lots of videos in the past about where to source from, how to source, what software to use, but today I wanted to look at the number of units that we're purchasing. So how do we decide on that figure? How do we know how many units to buy and send into Amazon? Now, you can't afford to use guesswork. You need facts and figures, so you need to make sure you fully analyse every single deal before you make any purchase. Now, if you're not using a deal analysing software, this is your first mistake. I really would recommend you invest into a software like BuyBot Pro. This will just help you thoroughly analyse all of those deals and hopefully reduce the risk of bad buys. Now, whilst you can get by with the Amazon Seller app, BuyBot Pro offers you so many more features. So you've got things like the IP radar, the hazmat radar, auto-engating, eligibility, and you can use it to spy on the competition and reverse source their deals. It more than pays for itself with the features it offers and the time and effort that it'll save you. Now, what I would say is just go into your settings and make sure you complete everything properly. This will just make sure that all the figures you're getting are 100% correct. If you're using a prep center, for example, you can add these fees in along with any extra fees and your cost of shipping per kilo. Now, you can also set your criteria when it comes to sourcing using the BBP score adjuster. So you can set a minimum profit amount, a minimum return on investment, a minimum BSR percentage and a maximum BSR percentage too. Set this to whatever works best for you and use it as a guide. It will really help to speed up that sourcing. And if the deal doesn't meet the criteria, don't make the purchase. Now, I have done a video that goes into BuyBot Pro settings in a lot more detail, so I'll pop a link to this in the description below for you just to make it easier to find. Now, deciding how much stock to buy can take a little time to learn. So this is why it's so important to have the right software, to analyse those deals and to be able to read all that historical data. Seeing and understanding what's happened in the past may help you to understand them sales and may even help you to predict what's going to happen in the future. It's pointless buying a deal that looks like it has a great profit margin and a great return on investment if the sales just aren't there and you can't get that purchase quantity right. Now, this could be enough to ruin you, especially if you're new to business and you've invested all of your money in one shot. You need to get that balance of inventory right. You don't want to be running out, but at the same time, you don't want to be overstocking and just have stock sat on Amazon shelves, costing you money and tying up that cash flow. So how do we know how much stock to purchase? Now, when you're analysing any deals, you want to look at the current stock price. You want to look at the estimated sales, the competition and the history. So what I'm going to do now is load into an item, show you how we can see all that data and show you how we can use this to help with those purchasing decisions. So I'm going to use this pan set as an example. So I've inputted my buy price of £22.50 and we can see that the buy box price is currently £63.90. Now, if we analyse this deal and then we scroll down, we can see that this BSR is really good. Also, we can see that the return on investment and the profit margin are within the criteria that we have set. Now, if we scroll down a little further, we can see that the estimated sales are 67 for the coming 30 days. Now, on this competition analysis, we can see that there are only 3 prime sellers, with just 2 of these being in the top 10 sellers. We also have 18 manually fulfilled sellers. Now, the buy box is currently being held by a seller that is manually fulfilled, and this is quite a lot cheaper than those selling FBA. Now, if we can compete with them on price, we have a very high chance of winning that buy box if we're sending our stock straight into Amazon. Now, given that there are only around 20 units around that buy box price, and there's an expected sales of 67 this month, so far this is looking really good. So what I want to do now is just scroll down, look at these charts and see if that buy box is stable. So we're currently looking at this over a 30-day period, so I'm just going to change this along the bottom here to 90 days to just give us a better idea of those recent sales. So we can see that the buy box has been very briefly as low as £49.99 and up to a maximum of £65 during this window just here where Amazon had stock and held the buy box. Now, if we look just down here at the offer count, we can see that this has slowly declined over the past 6 weeks, so I wouldn't necessarily expect this to jump a lot in the coming weeks. Now, if we then scroll down just to these bar charts just here, we'll be able to see the average FBA price, the average Amazon price, the average new price and the average buy box price. Now, what I'm interested in here is that average buy box price, and for all time we can see that this is £59.69. So if we go back up here and we change our sale price to £59.69 and reanalyse, we can see that we are still making a good profit, a good return on investment, and we are still within our set criteria. So for me, that is enough data for me to decide to make that purchase. Now, I don't have a huge amount of spare cash right now, so I'd probably decide to buy between 12 and 15 of these, knowing that I could turn them around fast and get that cash back out again. Once you know exactly what you're looking for, the whole process of analysing is so quick and easy. Just be sure that that deal is profitable, you know what your monthly sales are, you know what your competition is, and you know what all that historical data holds. You could find an item that looks great, but it turns out to be seasonal. Now, using those historical data charts, you'd be able to pick up on this and you'd be able to save yourself a bad buy. Just check and double check everything before you make any purchase. Now, if that price is unstable or there's a sudden increase in the number of sellers, bring that buy box down. It's a product that you will probably want to avoid. Now, these are all things I check when I'm sourcing. Everybody has their own way of sourcing, their own little things they want to look at, but these are the main things I look at when I'm trying to decide on those purchase quantities. So if the sales look good, if the competition isn't too bad, and I can compete on price, then I'm more willing to throw more money at it. It's just really important to check out those charts and check out that competition. Analyse everything, look at the historical data, and just be sure that you are making the right decisions. Now, if you have any questions at all, please do pop a comment below, jump in our Facebook group, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Bye bye.